Brittney Griner has been arrested in Russia at the airport for having a canister with cannabis oil in it. I would say that she used that for pain because cannabis oil don't get you high. And one thing about being tall is you have a lot of pain, especially at her height. I know she probably has a lot of problems with arthritis, especially being in Russia. But anyone can see that this is just a political game because America is dipping. I mean, Russia is trying to deal with Ukraine, and United States talking about sanctions and banning and supplying Ukraine with weapons. So I guess they're going to use Brittney Griner as a political tool. And as long as she has been playing in Russia, I'm quite sure she used it there before. She was in Russia, so she had to get it from Russia. So, like I say, this is just a political tool. But what I am shocked at is that one of our so-called black leaders, which is Shelia Jackson Lee, is demanding that Putin release Brittney Griner. It don't go like that. That is not the way you be diplomatic. That's why I say sometimes, it's not to hate on women, but a lot of times women say the wrong things and they go about trying to get things done the wrong way by trying to demand. You are not in a position to make any demands. If black people want to get Brittney Griner released, I would say that you have to use somebody like Farrakhan. Regardless of how America feels about Farrakhan, the world loves Farrakhan and they trust Farrakhan. So if they want to get Brittney Griner released, I would suggest that they go through through Farrakhan. See, back in the game, when black people, these soldiers, whatever, got caught up in these wars that they don't start, and they somehow get captured, you would have these black activists that would go on behalf of the black community and get these people released. I can remember as a child, Jesse Jackson. I don't know what happened to Jesse over the years, but back then Jesse did get a lot of black prisoners released because he's diplomatic. You gotta know how to talk. And somebody's already mad, you can't go in making demands if you're trying to get something from this person. And if you want Brittney Griner back, I would suggest that you use another tactic. And I would suggest that you not even use Shelia Jackson Lee because you already put your foot in your mouth. And I just don't understand this thing with a lot of black people that's over in America now, how they feel as if this is their country. And if you can make demands, you are speaking on behalf of someone else. That's what you don't realize as a black person in America. I don't care what type of title that they've given you. You are still only a black person here in America. But since I know that America is not going to ask Farrakhan to do that, and I know the black leaders here in America are not going to ask Farrakhan to do it because they're scared of what's going to happen when their employers find out about it. So since that is the case, the only other person here in America that I would say that can go to Putin and get him to release Brittney Griner is Donald Trump. I mean, him and Putin, they buddy. And that's how you be diplomatic. You got to send somebody in that your enemy likes. And they like Donald Trump, but just like with Farrakhan, I know that you would rather see Brittney Griner get killed or get locked up forever than to go through Donald Trump or Farrakhan to get her released. You know, I look back when Donald Trump had met Zelensky, you can tell that the vibes just was not well in that room, and Donald Trump didn't like Zelensky too much. So if you want to get that done, getting Brittney Griner back home, you have to send somebody in that Putin likes, that's going to listen to him and probably do what he asks. And since, like I said, you won't send Farrakhan, you got to send Donald Trump. You know, I think back when America was getting into it with Iran back in the 70s. And Iran had took some hostages at this American embassy. All together, there were like 70, I think. But they released some. If you look at the pictures, you can see that these are the 53 that they kept. But when you look at this picture, all of them are white except for one. Gonna volunteer to stay and hang around. And hey, you look and guess what? He the only one that got in the parade. But during that time, the Ayatollah Khomeini, he ordered that the women and blacks be freed. That's why I heard, I think it was David Chappelle say, black people don't make good bargaining chips. We don't make good bargaining chips. They know that we don't run nothing here. It says that on November 17th, Khomeini had ordered the release of 13 hostages. All women are African Americans, on the grounds that they were unlikely to be spies. They know they're not going to tell us nothing. They might give us a few orders here and there what to do, but so far as the insides and outsides what's actually going on, black people are in the dark, so to speak. You know that one black hostage? I'm willing to bet that he requested to remain behind. You know, you got them kind of black people. But when I tried to look up the 13 people that were released, I cannot find any information, no pictures, nothing on them. But they showed the one that stayed behind, even gave him a damn parade. But for the ones that they released, man, why you got to keep them in the dark? Why you got to keep us in the dark about them? Why come they didn't get no damn parade just because they got released early? But these are the names of the black and women hostages that were released in 1979 in Tehran. But the point that I'm trying to make is that as black people, who are we enemies with? The black people here in America, who are we enemies with except for the people here in America? Everyone else likes us. So why would you want to put yourself in a position to not be liked? That's why when these people have these wars, whatever, I don't get involved, because what I got to do with that? I don't know what it was about. I don't know what you did. I don't know what they did. And I don't know why you would want to make the whole world want to fight because you have a difference with someone else. And that's why I'm saying it's like when Shelia Jackson Lee, she should have pleaded, but you want to present yourself to be some tough person. I demand that you can't make no demands. You don't have an army. You don't have a jet. There's nothing you could do to make a demand to where the person say, well, I ain't doing it. But what you going to do about it? That's not the way you be a diplomat, and that's not how black people in the past got things done. If you want to know how it gets done, look at what people did in the past. See, people like that are concerned about how they look in the eyes of the public instead of being concerned about the life that's over there in Russia. You're trying to get the woman home. You're not trying to show somebody or trying to show Putin how tough you are, how tough you can talk. You can say what you want about the leaders of the past, but some of them did get things done. And I'm talking about the black leaders of the past. And I see these black people that they present to us as leaders don't never get nothing done. Just a bunch of talk, talk, talk. And we're tired of talk. We want some action. The same action that you're trying to push over there on Putin, why don't you push over in America? Because black people are still getting killed by police officers. Black people are still economically, we're at the bottom of the barrel. Black people as a group, we're talking about reparations. So if you want to do something, remember, charity starts at home, not abroad. I've always heard a saying, never send a boy to do a man's job. And with this job of being a leader, you have to be careful who you pick for that job. Since this whole system on this planet seems to be ran by men, I mean, it will make good sense. If you want to get something done, send a man. And if people would really like to see Brittney Griner come home, Shelia Jackson Lee has already showed that she's not the man for the job.